Hello, my name is Dr. Edee Schulze and I am Vice President for Student Life here at Westmont. I have the distinct privilege of serving our students in the co-curricular areas of their experience here at Westmont. We have great students and we thank God for the opportunity to feed into their lives, to help develop them holistically throughout their experience here at Westmont. My purpose here today is to walk you through some of the areas of student life in brief as an overview, so you get a sense for what we do outside the classroom in those 150 plus hours when students are not actually sitting in the class. Westmont's mission statement is one that I very much love. It says this: Westmont College is an undergraduate, residential, Christian, liberal arts community serving God's kingdom by cultivating thoughtful scholars, grateful servants, and faithful leaders for global engagement with the academy, church, and world. There are so many key words in there. One that is very specific for our work in student life, a couple actually, is our residential and Christian. We have the privilege of working and serving our students in a residential environment, which is a very rich experience for anybody who attends Westmont. We work in partnership with the faculty and are delighted to serve together with them in our co-curricular mission. So our mission for student life is tied into the mission statement for Westmont College. And you can see that it says right there, we serve in partnership with faculty and staff. We foster whole person development. And we really want to cultivate a healthy, diverse community. Our experiences happen outside the class. So where they live, where they play, where they lead, how they participate in clubs and activities, that's our classroom. And we hope that we are also providing excellent services for them to flourish as Christian young people, each one made in the image of God. Student life is made up of many different areas, and we're going to walk through each of these in brief. I'll just give you an overview, and as your student experiences Westmont, they will get to know these areas much better. This slide shows the various areas within student life, and the first one we're going to talk about is residence life. This is a key component in our mission statement, but also in the student's experience. We have 6 residence halls, 3 on upper campus, 3 on lower campus. Each one is staffed by a professional master's credentialed RD, resident director, and they serve with a group of students, resident assistants, who are each assigned a particular section. In each section, they provide care for the students as well as programming. Together as a residence hall, they will often do activities together or participate in programs together. The resident director is specifically responsible for the care and well-being of each of those students. This is a Christ-centered approach that we have to residence life, meaning that everything that we're doing in the residence hall is built around our commitments to Christ, as articulated in our community life statement. And we hope that as students live in the residence hall, they're being matured and experiencing new things that will help them grow holistically as a member of the body of Christ. Campus life is another key area for our students. Often they're thought of as the fun and games, but it's more than that. It is also the ministry and outreach opportunities that our students have to serve locally and around the world and in our nation. I'm really grateful for the leadership of Dr. Angela DeMoore, who oversees this particular area. And when students talk about the fun events that they've participated in, more than likely they have come out of one of the areas within campus life. When your student comes for orientation, they will experience the very good work of Angela and her team as we welcome your students to campus and they participate in orientation. The Career Opportunities and Vocational Exploration Center, we call it the Cove, is the place where students go to learn how they're wired, what they're good at, what their gifts are, how they can best use their education for grad school or vocational endeavors after they finish their education. Paul Bradford has a great team who will help students with their resumes, with their interviewing skills, help them secure internships, prepare them for life after college. And we have a wealth of resources that are there to help your students link their education with their vocational endeavors after college. Our campus pastor's office is the area that oversees our chapel, which is a very important part of a student's Westmont experience. We meet for chapel 3 times a week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and there are a variety of speakers who will address a plethora of topics. Dr. Scott Lasea is our campus pastor, and he has an endless amount of energy to meet with students and talk with them about really any issue. We also have small groups, which are called Kapaks Day groups. This is where students meet with a faculty or staff member or a friend of the college on a weekly basis for their spiritual development. Scott and his team are also available for individual counseling and encouragement, pastoral care. And we're just thrilled that we at Westmont are able to link the spiritual formation of students, not just outside the classroom, but with the faculty inside the classroom, and then we have opportunities for students to live out their faith in various ways. Later in this particular video, you're going to meet Dr. David Hernandez. He is our physician. He oversees our student health services. We also have a physician's assistant and an RN. We can refer to local clinics for special needs that our students might have, but we're able to treat most college student needs here right on campus. Of course, the health center will be key as we work through students who may be experiencing COVID symptoms this fall. There's lots of details related to that, and other information will be released in various venues from the college. But you can be assured that we are getting well prepared to meet the COVID needs of any of our students and our faculty and staff. The Health Center works very closely with the Counseling and Psychological Services Department, which is the next one that I'd like to talk about. Counseling and Psychological Services, or what we call CAPS, is our counseling service. Dr. Eric Nelson is a psychologist, and he oversees a team of people that includes another psychologist as well as several licensed clinicians. In CAPS, the staff will provide individual counseling for students. They'll do some educational or prevention kind of work. And then if there are crises on campus related to student well-being, Eric and his team are often among the first to respond. The other thing the Counseling Center does for us as a college in general is provide some consultation about how are our students in general doing? What are the main issues that are coming up? If a faculty or staff member is experiencing something with a student, they can talk to Eric, not about a particular student, but about an issue that may be coming up in the class or outside the classroom. We're very grateful for the expertise that Eric and his team bring, particularly as we're going into this fall with people having different levels of comfort related to COVID and coming back to campus. But we are well prepared to address those concerns with our students. We have an office called Intercultural Programs, or known by the students as ICP. This is an area of student life that pays particular attention to the needs of our students of color and racial justice and equality. There are 6 student organizations within ICP, and each of them is responsible for programming for students that they're serving within each of those organizations, as well as participating in implementing campus programming under the Director of Intercultural Programs. As you can imagine, right now in our country, the topic of race and diversity is very important and front and center, and we here at Westmont are very committed to advancing our programs and our education and our formation of students related to race, ethnicity. We will have some programs this fall to help us collectively as a community understand implicit bias and what it really means to be a diverse and reconciling community, how to listen well to each other when there's differences. And this office is very important in those endeavors, but it's really part of a campus-wide initiative that has been going on for a long time related to diversity and ethnicity. So ICP is an office that some of your students may be interested in getting connected with right off the top. We have many international students here with us at Westmont. Some of them are F1 visa students coming as foreign nationals to Westmont to study. Some of them are third culture kids, TCKs, or missionary kids, MKs, and their parents, and they might be United States citizens, but they're living abroad someplace, serving in another country. So we offer certainly the services that will keep them documented with SEVIS, Homeland Security and the government, but we also offer some programming for these students who are coming into a very different culture, and we want to make sure that they start well and proceed well and finish well through their education. A couple years ago, we started focusing on student success. What that means is that we want to provide a broad range of services for all students to flourish. In the last couple years, we've been able to implement some programs like peer coaching. This fall we're launching some student success coach programs. We're coordinating our advising and our interventions for students who have particular challenges in the classroom in a much more effective manner so that we can provide the holistic service that these students need. In partnership with the Academic Affairs Office, we work with the Office of Disability Services, the Writers' Corner, tutoring, and advising, and collectively these are a series of services, a group of services for all students to do well academically. In addition to each of these departments and areas of programming, we have some broad student life initiatives that are available to your students. Dr. Stu Kleek is our Dean of Students, and he oversees student care as well as student conduct. We have some student publications, a yearbook, a literary magazine, and a student newspaper. We offer programs such as the President's Ball, Spring Sing, Spring Formals, and of course we have the President's Christmas Dinner and Pickle Tree Lighting, which is an annual event where we gather right before Christmas and light our large tree on Kerwood Lawn. One last thing I'll say, we in Student Life, we really love our students. We care about them a lot. We work hard to stay professionally adept and up to date on everything that we're doing. If you ever have a concern and you don't know who else to call, you can call the Student Life office and we will direct you or serve you ourselves. Thanks for entrusting us with your students. It's an honor and a privilege that we take very seriously, and we have an awful lot of fun doing it. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Stu Kleek. I'm the Dean of Students here at Westmont, and it's my privilege to talk with you a little bit about what we're doing to support students here at Westmont. One of the great things about being a student at Westmont is the opportunity to be mentored and supported by so many not only great faculty but staff who come alongside students to support them in their journey here as well. Whether it be in the residence halls through resident assistants or resident directors, or in our Student Success Center where we have student coaches and other staff that will support students in their transition to Westmont. There's just a variety of ways in which students will receive support. One of the areas I'd like to focus on in the next few minutes here are our Health Center and CAPS, which is an acronym for our Counseling and Psychological Services. Our Health Center is a full-service health center for students. Most things that you could go to a clinic for, you can get service at the Health Center, and is run by Dr. David Hernandez, who's a longtime physician, beloved physician here at Westmont, and who does a great job of caring for our students' health concerns. I'm going to turn it over to him, and he'll talk a little bit about the support that we offer through our Health Center for students.
Hello, my name is Dr. David Hernandez. I'm the physician at the Westmont Student Health Center. I want to welcome you to Westmont and to the Student Health Center in particular. Let me start off by first letting you know who we are. The Student Health Center is comprised of myself as a physician of 25 years here at Westmont College. I've seen tens of thousands of students here at Westmont. This job has been my passion for many years. And the team also consists of a physician assistant who has also been here for over 20 years, as well as a registered nurse and our front office administrator. We all have extensive experience working with students, college students in particular, and know their unique health problems. So I want you as a student and parents that are watching this as well to feel assured that we will do our best, and you are allowing us as a Westmont community to care for your students at our health center. Our health center is located here on campus. It is open Monday through Friday from 10 to 5. We also provide access to care during off hours through the RDs. The RDs have access to me 24/7. So if there are healthcare problems that occur during the evenings, during the weekends, I'm available. So this college has extended itself in providing the unique opportunity for your student and for U.S. students to have access to a consistent care person through their 4 years here. So what do we do at the health center? Well, we're very much like your community home-based physician, your pediatrician. When you become ill, you call and make an appointment. For the first time ever, everyone will be required to make an appointment. We are taking precautions because of COVID-19. For the first time ever, I will also be doing telemedicine care. As much as possible, we are trying to decrease the opportunity for the spread of COVID during this pandemic year. And by doing the telemedicine, we're hoping to decrease transmission of viruses at the Student Health Center. Surely there will be circumstances where you will be needing to come into the health center, and the health center has been spending weeks now and months by the time school starts preparing for that, doing everything in keeping with the Center for Disease Control and the World Health Organization's recommendations for minimizing the spread of the virus. We will also be doing testing through the college campus as a whole, and should students become ill with COVID, I would be directly involved in managing their care, while other entities on campus would be managing the quarantining, isolation, and tracking of cases. So let me just say that my staff and I are here for you. We feel a calling that God has called us to this place, as I think our 20 plus years for myself and the PA that work here is evidence. We are here to help you transition from the care that you've been receiving at home to an autonomous care now, where you take control over your health care. And I feel that our clinic is uniquely equipped to be able to help you make that transition. So we look forward to seeing you here. You can email me at the health center anytime, or call the health center. We are available over the summer for particularly emails, and so feel free to contact us if you have questions. Thank you, and we'll see you in August.
Thanks, Dr. Hernandez. Well, if you have been watching the news at all in the last several years, you've noticed the news about the trend of the uptick of mental health concerns among college-age students, and of course Westmont is no different in that trend. We have a range of challenges that students may be experiencing either before coming to Westmont or during their time at Westmont, and so our CAPS is a critical part of support for students and their success here at Westmont. I'm going to turn it over to our Director of CAPS, Dr. Eric Nelson, and let him talk a little bit more about the services that we offer there.
Hello, my name is Eric Nelson. I'm the Director of Counseling and Psychological Services, also known as CAPS for short, on campus. College, I feel like, is one of those best of times moments in life, and also one of those most challenging moments that a lot of young adults also face. And I feel like there's a real richness that can come in that dichotomy of things coming together. When you think about college, it's one of the biggest adjustments that young adults will go through since really their birth. That was the previous big adjustment that they've had. And Westmont, for students that are coming here, Westmont is such a good community to go through that adjustment with. There are multiple layers of support, and I'm glad to talk to you about what CAPS is and how we support students. And CAPS, at Counseling and Psychological Services, what we do is it's therapy that we provide for students, but it's in a context where it's on campus, it's really accessible, and it's done by people who, this is all we work with. We only work with college students, so we oftentimes know what they're struggling with, some of the difficulties they may be experiencing, and what's going on in their lives. At CAPS, we have 2 full-time psychologists, we have 2 MFTs, and we also have doctoral graduate students that work at CAPS that are working with a lot of our students. We see students from all different backgrounds, all different presenting concerns and issues that they may be experiencing in this time going through college. Some will come and just talk about their difficulties in classes or difficulties with friends or challenges in making that transition to college. Others come in and bring up other concerns. Others will have histories of depression or an anxiety that comes on even just being a college student, difficulties with social issues or things like that. And so really, one of the ways I like to think about it is anyone and everyone is welcome to come to CAPS. And we really do see all students. CAPS is a place where a lot of our students feel safe. It's a confidential place. Of course, there's other places that we encourage them to go to as well, like talking with family, talking with friends, talking with other mentors on campus. But going to see a therapist is also nice in ways because it's confidential. It's a place where you can sit in the busyness of our lives and have a time to reflect on decisions you're making, ways that you're thinking about things, and how you're managing the emotions that inevitably come up in this life season. So it's confidential, and because it's confidential, by California state law, we are unable to disclose what happens in counseling with their faculty, with other staff on campus, so students really feel safe there. In addition to that, it's free, so it's already included in the tuition cost, so students can come and not have to worry about bills or things like that. We do brief therapy at Westmont, which means that most students will come in for 3 to 5 sessions. We see students for up to 6 sessions per semester and no more than 8 in an academic year. For most of our students, that's exactly what they need. For other students, if they want more, or maybe they've been in therapy in the past and have found it really helpful, we have a great list of community providers and referrals in town that we will send students to. If your son or daughter has benefited from therapy in the past and might be interested in more long-term work, you may even want to go to our website, Counseling and Psychological Services at Westmont. You could just Google search that, and you'll see we have a community referrals page where you can find a lot of great referrals in town that you can call in advance. What else do we do at CAPS? We also are involved at other levels. It's counseling and psychological services because we also are working to help our community be more emotionally healthy. And we do that by putting on events such as how to manage anxiety, how to have good relationships with others. We do a lot of training with the staff and faculty. We also engage with students that are in crisis. So if there's a particular crisis that's come up and they need some support now, we can help them in navigate those situations. The last thing I want to say before I close is I recognize in this that as a parent, there's also emotions that come for parents that are sending their children off to college. And I think that sometimes and I'm a parent of kids as well, of young kids, and I sometimes think more about my kids' emotions and sometimes neglect my own. So as you're sending your kids to college, I really recommend that you take time for yourself and take care of your own needs and concerns. Sometimes we'll have students come in, or a parent will call and be very anxious about their son or daughter, and we come and see their son or daughter and they're like, I'm not anxious, I'm doing actually quite well. So just think about how you're managing this difficult transition. On our website, we also have a parent page with parent resources. There's books with really great titles that I recommend that you go look at that really can help capture what this transition is like for any parent, whether this is your first child going to college or your 6th. So just to close, having your son or daughter here at Westmont, this is a fantastic community where they're going to be supported from multiple different areas. And CAPS is a great place where they can really meet with a professional, talk through wherever they're at in their own developmental journey, and come out of it with different perspective and hope. Again, welcome to Westmont. Glad you're a part of the community. Thank you.
Well, thanks again for joining us on this brief overview of student life at Westmont. And we're very excited that your son or daughter is starting their journey here at Westmont. We look forward to supporting them in that journey, walking with them in that journey, and walking with you as parents in that journey as well. If you ever need assistance or questions, please feel free to reach out to us in the Student Life office. And we look forward to seeing you in person whenever we're able to do that. Thank you.